So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining yet another episode here on Life Signatures Radio. We are talking about the 4 reasons as to why people do not monetize their purpose. Of course, we've done some aspects of getting to find out the background information and laying a foundation for this. In this foundation, we'll be saying that there are some 4 things that are universal as far as purpose is concerned. And those ones are ideas, number 2, gifts and talents, number 3, your passion, and then number 4, your calling. They are for every human being. You cannot point out to me one person who is sane and healthy and alive and tell me they either don't have ideas, or they don't have passion, or they don't have gifts and talents, or they don't have a calling. There isn't such a human being. All of us have those 4 things. And those 4, if I was to say this, they form the basis or the roots upon which our foundation of purpose is. And therefore, if we don't operate in those, it is not easy for us to monetize that particular purpose. So today, let us start going deeper into the reasons as to why people do not monetize their purpose. Let's look at reason number 1 in this episode today. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
So I'm glad you're tuned on to this. If these episodes are making any sense to you, please do me a favor and share it with as many friends and loved ones as possible. Because if they're helping you, if these episodes are helping you, chances are they're going to also help those ones who are within your circle of influence. When I started coaching people passionately in the year 2009, I kept receiving this feedback. I wish someone taught me these things earlier. I know I've told you about this in very many episodes in the previous series. I've been sharing about that, and that's exactly the same thing that I told myself when I started learning about potential, personal growth, personal development. That's the exact same thing that I said, why didn't I start doing these things earlier? And as that feedback kept rolling in 2009, I discovered something. My purpose was to make sure that this feedback will no longer be given in the years to come. And for that reason, that I knew that I needed to specifically create something special for a special group of people. Those are parents. Because if parents did not pass the information that I was receiving and I was exclaiming, I wish someone taught me these things earlier, their kids will also be doing the same thing. So as a man of purpose, I quickly started preparing the so-called curriculum. I put together a curriculum of sorts that I can be able to use. And the idea, still if you want it, if you want to steal it, it's okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about it being stolen. But the idea was to equip parents to become life coaches to their own children. I will write a book about that. In fact, I did write a book, 110,000 words, which I later learned that is actually 2 books. Such was the flow of information and inspiration and passion about that subject, or about that idea. We talked about ideas. Now something happened. One day, one of the people that are considered my mentors told me that I did not have the authority to speak about the subject because I wasn't a parent. In 2010, I was not a parent. I wasn't even married. Even though the passion for the purpose was available, it was crowded out by the feedback that I got from this person. So what happened? I put it on the back burner. Just let it rot. Fast forward 2019, COVID happens. All the children are sent back home to, guess who? Their parents. The parents start wondering what they're going to do with them, and all along, the purpose I had about coaching children from home and had been put on a back burner. Complete with the curriculum had been put on a back burner. I wasn't able to turn that purpose into profit. Why? Because I did not follow through the idea. Remember, I talked about ideas. I'm not the only one that can give you such a story of purpose not being turned into profit. For sure, there are countless hundreds of millions of people around the world who have purpose, but they have had ideas and they have not followed them through. They have a gift or a talent. They have something they are passionate about. I mean, they have not just harnessed those 4 things we talked about, but there is a solution. Before we can talk about the solution, let's talk about what these impediments are. The first impediment to people not to monetizing their purpose is sheer ignorance. Very many people of profit, because they just do not know. They just incompetent. They just don't know. It is true that if you do not know what you are looking for, you might not find it. If you do not know how to look for it, even if you knew what it is, you will still not find it. If you do not know the process to use to turn the purpose into a profit, the purpose will still be with you, unmonetized, unfulfilled, dormant, unused. And at the very minimum, those who try to monetize it, they end up begging. But that's not the story for today. It's for story for another day. What we need to ask ourselves is this: where does this ignorance come from? Why is it that people are totally oblivious of what they have in terms of their purpose and how valuable it is? The biggest reason, I tell you, the biggest reason is that purpose is not treated as a mainstay in life. As a matter of fact, matters related to purpose have even been put on Maslow's pyramid at the very apex, at the very top, that after you retire, once you have money in your pocket, that's when you can start thinking about purpose. Therefore, many people are unaware that it is possible to turn their purpose into profit. They are unaware that it's supposed to be in the foundations of that pyramid of Maslow. It began, listen, this has begun to change. I've told you about this. It's begun to change over the years. It's begun to change, and people are beginning to be aware of what their purpose is. When you see a young toddler earning millions on YouTube, you begin to question the rationale of your conventional thinking in terms of work, school and work. You begin to think about that. So 2 things I need to share before I can close the episode today. Number 1, people are not monetizing their purpose because they are ignorant of 2 things. They are ignorant of the fact that they have purpose. You ask anyone, a room full of people, only 3% will tell you they know what their purpose is. And it therefore follows that if you are not passionate, you have no gifts, you have no talent, you are not called, you have no ideas, you will not in any way rise to the occasion to monetize your purpose. That's the first thing. People are not monetizing their purpose because they are ignorant. They are ignorant of the fact that they have purpose. Secondly, even for those 3% who raise their hands and they say they know their purpose, they are ignorant of the process that they can use or take to turn their purpose into a profit. And that's why you find a finely gifted guitarist collecting alms, playing the guitar with his guitar cover opened so that people can drop in some coins in the streets. And thankfully, we have a process that you can help you we can help you with, so that you can be able to start monetizing your purpose. It is a business process, believe me. So I've given you a hint. One of the ways you can be able to monetize your purpose is to change it into a business, so that it's not just something you're doing it for the sake of passing time. Tomorrow we're going to take some time and look at the second reason as to why people do not monetize their purpose. The first reason today was ignorance. People are ignorant of two things. They are ignorant of the fact that there is purpose. And secondly, they are ignorant of the process of monetizing that particular purpose. Tomorrow, we're going to look at one big reason as to why people don't monetize their purpose. And I tell you,
thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.